The Villisca Axe Murders, a house of untold terror. The Villisca Axe Murders narrate the tragic tale of 8 victims brutally killed in 1912 in a small Iowa house, exploring the haunting legacy of their story through eerie discoveries, chaotic investigations, and ongoing paranormal activity that draws curious visitors to the crime scene today. In the small town of Villisca, Iowa, lies a house with a terrifying past. On a quiet summer night in 1912, 8 people, including 6 children, were brutally murdered in their beds with an axe. Over a century later, the Villisca Axe Murder House remains a chilling mystery, its rooms filled with whispers of the past. Let's uncover the dark secrets of this infamous crime. A modest white wooden farmhouse under a moonlit sky. Shadows loom across the house, with dim light glowing faintly from a window. The surrounding yard is overgrown, and a lone, rusted swing set creaks in the breeze. The atmosphere is ominous and unsettling. On June 10, 1912, the Moore family, Josiah, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children, returned home after a church event. 2 young friends stayed the night, filling the house with laughter. But by morning, the house was deathly silent. All 8 had been bludgeoned to death with an axe, the killer escaping unseen into the night. A dimly lit bedroom with 2 small beds. Toys lie scattered on the floor, and the bedding is slightly rumpled as though recently slept in. The axe, partially obscured in the shadows, rests ominously at the foot of the bed. The scene is eerie, with faint moonlight filtering through a cracked window. The next morning, a concerned neighbor entered the house and discovered the gruesome scene. Blood stained the walls and ceilings, and every victim's face had been covered with cloth. The axe, used in the killings, was found nearby, still coated in blood. A close-up of an old wooden floor, with an axe lying in a pool of darkened blood. The edge of a sheet can be seen near the scene, and faint, bloody handprints mark the surrounding walls. The lighting is dim, with the horror suggested rather than fully shown. The investigation was chaotic. Despite the brutality of the crime, no fingerprints were recovered, and the motive remained unclear. Suspects ranged from traveling salesmen to local rivals. Yet no one was ever convicted, and the case grew cold, leaving the town haunted by fear and suspicion. A sepia-toned depiction of early 20th century investigators in a small room, crowded around a desk cluttered with papers, a map, and a lantern. A shadowy figure stands near the doorway, just out of focus, suggesting unresolved suspicion. The scene feels tense and claustrophobic. Over the decades, the Villisca house gained a reputation for being haunted. Visitors reported hearing children's voices, doors creaking open on their own, and the faint sound of footsteps in empty rooms. Some claimed to see ghostly figures, while others fled in terror after feeling an unseen presence watching them. The interior of an old, deteriorating bedroom with a small bed. The sheets appear slightly rumpled, as if recently disturbed. A translucent figure of a young child stands near the window, gazing outside. Moonlight streams in, casting ghostly patterns across the room. Paranormal investigators have flocked to the Villisca Axe Murder House. Cameras capture unexplained shadows, ghostly whispers echo on recordings, and equipment malfunctions without cause. Some believe the spirits of the victims remain, trapped by the trauma of their final moments. A group of modern ghost hunters in a dimly lit hallway. One holds an EMF meter glowing green, while another shines a flashlight revealing faint handprints on the wall. A shadowy figure is barely visible in the background, blending into the darkness. Today, the Villisca Axe Murder House stands as both a historical site and a place of terror. Tourists visit, some hoping to experience the paranormal, others drawn by the unsolved mystery. But those who enter often leave with stories they can't explain. A wide shot of the house at dawn. The front porch sags slightly with age, and the surrounding grass is overgrown. A faint figure stands inside, visible through a window, creating a chilling contrast with the peaceful morning light. The Villisca Axe Murders remain one of America's most gruesome unsolved crimes. Was it a random act of violence? Or was the killer someone the family knew? And do the spirits of the victims still linger, waiting for justice? What do you think happened that fateful night? Let us know in the comments below. A distant view of the house silhouetted against an overcast sky. A narrow dirt path leads to the front door, with a rusted axe half buried in the ground nearby. The atmosphere is tense, as though the house itself holds on to its terrible secrets.